that we see out there. I think you have an amazing base of intelligent people here in this country. That's very unique relative to the undeveloped nature of what you have here. In particular, we see a number of sectors that are extremely important. You know, I've been very close with the Trump administration for a long time, and you know, we are entering in the world, I believe, a new time of peace and prosperity. Under Trump's leadership, and I believe your leadership here has a lot of the very same mindsets. You know, the last 4 years, we've all been under attack. You know, I think the stuff that the Biden administration did to Pakistan was absolutely disgraceful. It was something I'm incredibly embarrassed. If you look at the problems they cause, things like the Afghanistan pullout or lack thereof, absolutely terrible. And these are things that President Trump, you know, is cleaning up, and he's brought in the right teams to clean these things up. I believe your leadership here in this country is very aligned and very like-minded, and I think it's very important that we build a very strong bridge between both of these groups. You know, the Pakistan-U.S. relationships go back, you know, many, many years. You know, someone was saying, you know, even Jackie Kennedy was flying on Pakistan Airways. And so we view this as a huge opportunity, really a left and overlooked opportunity. I think there's a lot of misperceptions in the U.S. about Pakistan. I think it's a very misunderstood place. And, you know, President Trump believes in economic diplomacy. And that's why we're here. We plan on investing billions of dollars in Pakistan across a number of different areas. Critical minerals and real estate are where we're going to start. From a real estate perspective, we've brought in our real estate development partners and are going to build some of the most high-end luxury properties that have ever existed in Pakistan. We're very excited about that, and we think the people deserve it. We're going to be using materials from Pakistan, and it's a very big opportunity. But critical minerals, real estate, energy, technology, AI are all areas that are really needed here. You know, I even have friends in Texas who have their entire back offices outsourced to teams in Karachi. And I think that model is one that's really, really attractive and something that we're just getting started with. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Sir.
Yes.
This is Adil from Dunya News.
Yes,
I heard of your interest in the real estate sector of Pakistan.
Yes.
Since you are one of the closest people of Donald Trump, do you see a real estate investment like the Trump Tower coming to Pakistan in the near future?
Look, I would say, first of all, the Trump brand speaks for itself. It's you know, one of the top global brands in the world. You know, my hope is that with the work we're doing, we're setting a foundation for someday brands like that want to come to Pakistan. I don't believe there's any commitment today, but I would hope that with what we're doing and the close alignment of our two countries, that someday that could become a reality.
Tariq here. I'm from Aaj News. Welcome you here. My question is, recently one of the close advisor and now the NY, Mr. Richard Grenell, has posted a lot of a series of provocative exposed demanding the release of one of the political leaders, one of the former prime minister, whose case were and still are pending in the courts, to release him. Don't you think that, and then later on he deleted all those posts, don't you think that this is a clear intervention in our judicial system, and how you view this?
First off, I think Rick Grenell is one of the finest people I've ever met. He is, he's a true patriot, an American, and what Rick Grenell accomplishes on a literally a daily basis, many people can't accomplish in a year. He's truly a remarkable individual. I would say, as it relates to that issue, look, I think he may have been misled. I also would tell you, he personally told me there are a number of deep fake AI presentations on the internet that have been made out there about that it actually is not true or real at all. So He's been disappointed, but I think Mr. Grinnell, Ambassador Grinnell, you know, has a very clear, defined view, and I think he supports everything we're doing in Pakistan.
This is Suheil Iqbal Bhatti, editor North GTV News. Mr. General, you were the director of finance of Donald Trump's presidential campaign in 2016.
Yes.
It shows that you are very close to him. My question is, are you going to take any important role in current government?
In 2016, I had the blessing of serving President Trump. I was along with Tommy Hicks, I was the finance co-chairman for the campaign, and it was an incredible, life-changing experience for me. We have the most amazing president in the world, in America, and his ideals, his tenacity, his hard work ethic, I can only dream to match what he does on a daily basis. For me, I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician. The same reason I'm back here, just when I was here a couple weeks ago, getting stuff done. I'm not here to talk. I'm here to do. So I have no plans to take an active role in the administration whatsoever. My plan is to be the person in the field getting stuff done, working to deliver the economic diplomacy that America needs to bring to the whole world. And for me, Pakistan is one of those very unique opportunities that's been overlooked, and we hope to build a bridge. Because look, when you build a bridge in business, the government stuff becomes very easy. You know, when you have a reason to care about a place, a love of a place. I mean, the people I've met here are some of the best ever. They care about family values. You know, they care about having a job and working hard. They deserve the opportunities that the rest of the world is given. And your leadership here, from the time I've spent with them, believes that so strongly. They want to do whatever it takes to lift all the people up here. We're even talking about in our housing businesses, you know, we're bringing new technologies here with our partner to build low and middle income housing as well as the super high-end luxury housing on a scale that's incredible. This same technology, tunnel development, has been used in Turkey by President Erdogan very, very effectively. We want to bring the same technology here, use it in Pakistan, where you can build the structure of an entire 30-story building in a month. It's absolutely incredible. Very safe, very high-end feeling. And we're going to use that same technology here on the real estate side. And we're just trying to find the best avenues because we want as many Pakistanis as possible to be homeowners. Your finance minister is doing everything they can to bring interest rates down. Obviously, interest rates have just started to come down here. That's so important. You know, one of the things that's made America great has been the ability of everyday Americans to own homes and accrete value in their homes over time. That same opportunity, that same financing needs to come to Pakistan, and we're going to help that occur.
Hi, this is Anika Nisar, news anchor person. I welcome you to Pakistan firstly because it is certainly a land of opportunity, a land where foreign direct investment would change the lives over here, at the same time would change the lives of the investors at the same. First question would be, the political environment. I've heard you 3 times praising this government, that this government and you are pretty aligned in the investment sector. Do you think the people around in the government, as one was mentioned, Richard Grinnell, and there are many others that have tweeted, you said that there were many AIs and deep fakes about him. Could a tweet be a deep fake as well? Because that was a tweet that was done from his account. And there were many other accounts that tweeted about Pakistan. And there's a very strong perception on social media as well, that because of the close relationships of Donald Trump and Imran Khan, this government could be in trouble. Would that perception be correct or not? Secondly, you've been here a week ago, I've been told. Have you decided where you need to invest? Because there have been a lot of foreigners that have come to Pakistan, but mere MOUs will not lead us to the investment. When and how is the investment going to be materialized?
As it relates to tweets on Rick Grinnell's account, I'm not going to, I believe Ambassador Grinnell probably has a better understanding today than he did previously. of the current situations here. I don't know Imran Khan or all the issues that existed in the past, but I've seen no evidence that our administration in the U.S. has anything but respect for the leadership here, period. You know, with some of my own research that I've done, you know, I think there were a lot of issues with that former prime minister, but again, that's not what I'm here to talk about. As it relates to investment, yes, we have several active ideas on where to invest. In real estate, you will see, I believe, agreements in the next 10 days signed by us, moving forward with several real estate projects, not just MOUs. Like you, an MOU is just a starting place. We had to kind of define what the parameters of the investment were, and now we're running hard on that. So we have a great team. Frankly, they've been burning the midnight oil every day. I think they barely have slept, working on plans, developments, infrastructure that's needed. And I think within the next 2 weeks, I've told them agreements better be signed. So that's very important. Real estate's going to be our first place of investment. It's going to be significant real estate investment. We are going to launch, you know, among a few different areas, we're going to launch some incredible products. Maybe you're even interested in it yourself. We're going to have some beautiful villas that we build here in Islamabad. And it's going to be, ultimately we're going to do more than 1,000 of those, but we're going to start with a couple hundred quickly. And these are going to be super high-end luxury branded products. So we have a number of brands that really want to come to Pakistan. And so we're very excited to build the highest end product that's ever been built in Pakistan. And we're going to get after that quickly. Number 2 is critical minerals. In this country, you have critical minerals intertwined with gold and platinum and other metals. We have several locations and diligence that we're working on right now. We're bringing in the teams as we speak to evaluate those. I believe that we will have one of those signed, agreed to, and funding in the next 2 weeks. So real estate and critical minerals, for us, you know, the U.S. has some real supply chain issues. We have outsourced our supply chain as it relates to critical and rare earths to China, and that's over, okay? We don't have many enemies in the world, but China's a place that's becoming more difficult for us, for sure. And I would tell you that we are going to take this into our own hands, and we are going to go out and get the critical minerals that America and American businesses need. The materials and magnets and defense-related things and the things that we need for batteries, those are going to be things that we control in our hands with close allies. I view Pakistan as one of those close allies that we need to assist us. You're blessed with having a huge amount of critical rare earths here. I believe there's an excess of $50 trillion of rare earths here in this country. A lot of work needs to be done. We're going to be bringing in shortly, and I was working on this yesterday, teams of people to evaluate and shoot magnetics, fly magnetics over the country to really understand what that looks like, so that we can evaluate it and quickly get after it. We have a couple smaller, mid-sized projects that we're going to be developing right away, that we're going to get after, that literally in the next month we'll be ordering machinery for. So to say we're going to let any grass grow, we will not do that. We will get after it quickly. Those are the first two. The oil and gas sector, I think, is also a very underappreciated area here. You have reasonably high gas prices and global oil prices. I think that I have a lot of experience in the energy sector. I've been in that sector my entire life, grew up in the business. And so for us, that's a very interesting area. We're going to be bringing our teams in the next month to also evaluate that. I think one of the beautiful things that Pakistan has is they have an incredible natural gas infrastructure already in place because of some of your big fields and some of the previous finds from Exxon and others. You have the infrastructure. You never go to a developing country where the infrastructure is already in place. You just have to supply the gas. That is a huge opportunity. Usually you're finding gas in a remote location. You have to, takes a long time to build infrastructure out. We don't have that issue in Pakistan. We can tie our wells in very, very quickly. We can bring Western U.S. technology in drilling. okay, and develop things very, very quickly. So I think it's a huge opportunity, and our plan is not to do everything ourselves, but also we see ourselves as the first one through the door. Then we're going to be bringing lots of Western companies here. That's our goal. That is our goal. We're even contemplating bringing our international free zone trade partner. We are involved with a group called IFZA, IFZA.com. You can look at it, which is the largest free trade zone in Dubai. And we are looking at bringing that business to Pakistan and really creating an on-ramp to bring business to the country. That's what it's done. In Dubai, there's more than our IFZA opportunity is bigger than all the other free trade zones combined. It's got over 50,000 customers. Think if you go to those 50,000 customers and you say, hey guys, you can now come to Pakistan. You can now have offices in Pakistan within our offices. You can have infrastructure in Pakistan. You can put your back office here. You can bring technology. You can bring AI. We can set up data centers. It's an unlimited opportunity to harness. It's sitting there in front of us. We have to have the right political environment. We have to have the right partnerships. And I believe we see that opportunity here. So we couldn't be more excited. Hopefully that answers your question.
Amir Ilyas from Express News.
Wonderful.
You just tell that Biden administration was disgraceful for Pakistan.
Yes.
And our leadership is very wonderful. How you see Trump administration will go with our leadership and with your investment plans?
Well, whenever investment comes in, President Trump is first and foremost a businessman. He gets business. He's a transactional president. If U.S. interests and Western interests are aligned here and working hard and investing in the country, I see a real reason for the U.S. to get behind that. I think the mindset of your leadership and the mindset of President Trump are very similar. I think the opportunities between our two countries, from a business perspective, which is what I'm focused on, I'm not a political person. I'm going to leave politics to other people. But politics and business do mix from the perspective of having some support that's very, very key. And I believe that we will have the support we need here in this country, both from your administration and from our administration. I mean, just think about this. The U.S. needs all these critical minerals, as an example. Think of the opportunity not only to develop the critical minerals here, but also to have a midstream opportunity. We have talked to several partners on the midstream side, the people that would refine it, upgrade it, actually create the end products, and then deliver them to America. Think what that does for the supply chain and the partnership and the economic arrangement between our two countries. It makes it critical. So that's our goal. I think it's important that the minerals that are ultimately produced here are also upgraded here. You know, you're going to see Western interests, and U.S. interests in particular, move into a position of control and very active involvement for the first time in a long, long time. You know, I looked at getting very involved in the critical mineral space years ago, after the first Trump was elected, and it just wasn't the right time. But now is the right time. I think that the current administration has a very positive eye and a positive direction as to where Pakistan-U.S. relationships are going, and I think business here is going to be an important driver of that. So I would just tell you, I wouldn't believe the past. There's a new sheriff in town. That new sheriff is President Trump. President Trump wants to bring peace and prosperity to the entire world. This whole mindset of the Biden administration and the Democrats, the lives that they have cost globally, it is one of the most embarrassing things as an American I've ever experienced. And now is the time to set those things right. Look, the sacrifices that Pakistan has made, you know, Pakistan's lost over 80,000 men living on the front line fighting terrorism. Okay?
I think this figure is now 90,000, sir.
Okay. So north of 80,000, 90,000. But you know what? Even one is too many. Okay? So I would tell you, for us, I'm very appreciative for your sacrifice. Many Americans are very appreciative for the sacrifice of Pakistan. Many Pakistanis live in America now. So there's a huge group of people out there rooting for the success between the U.S. and Pakistan. Maybe some of those same people will come back and buy some of our villas so that we're going to build here in Islamabad. So I would just tell you, everything that happened prior to President Trump taking office, I would disregard it. And I would focus on what it's about to be. The future looks incredibly bright between our two countries, incredibly bright. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that. America cares about Pakistan. And I believe that together we can be very, very strong. And we need Pakistan. You are our front face in this entire region. Very important. And the Biden administration made a lot of mistakes, like the Afghanistan pullout. President Trump's made it very clear that he even wants that equipment back. You know, I think Pakistan could be helpful in that whole situation. So I would just tell you, for us, we believe that it's time to do business in Pakistan. We believe that both administrations will work together to make it a good business environment so we can all make money together and create opportunity together. And Pakistan has something that America needs, and America has something that Pakistan needs. That's a wonderful situation for us to both be in. And I'm extremely impressed. If I have one job to do, unrelated to business, it's to cure the misperceptions that exist in America about Pakistan. If you showed somebody the opportunity of Pakistan and it didn't have the name Pakistan on it, you'd have thousands of U.S. companies raising their hand trying to come there and do business there. But there's misperceptions, and they have to be healed. And my job is not to get involved in politics, but to rather bring economic opportunities, because we need to have an ocean that rises and lifts all the boats, you know, creates jobs, trains people.
Thank you, sir. This is Javed Baloch. I'm a journalist from Neo News. I would like to ask you that you are going to invest in Pakistan. Yes. Do you think it's a stable Pakistan, and how important is stability for the investment? And do you think it's a good time to invest here?
First of all, I view Pakistan currently as a very stable environment. I would say we wouldn't put our investors' capital at risk if we didn't believe that. I think it can continue to improve. I think, you know, things like interest rates need to come down, and they've started, need to come down. I think the stranglehold that the IMF has had on Pakistan needs to change. I think the IMF needs to work closely from an economic perspective and allow Pakistan to grow properly. I think that's incredibly important. I think too much restriction on that is not healthy, and I think that's something that they really need to reconsider. It's very important because those limiting factors. Look, when President Trump comes into office in America, he cuts taxes, he reduces the overhead and the burden, he cuts government waste and spending, and guess what? Things grow. The Treasury ends up having more money because of economic prosperity. That's the same thing that needs to occur in Pakistan. Pakistan needs to do the exact same thing that America is doing. You know, President Trump's great leadership, and he's put some incredible people in place. You look at people like the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. I mean, there's never been a more qualified Treasury Secretary, in my opinion, than Scott Bessent. Not in my lifetime, anyway. He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You look at some of the ambassadors that are being put in place. I think it's very important to get the right ambassador here in Pakistan. That's something that is really critical, and we need a business person. We don't need a bureaucrat.
We are facing huge energy crisis in Pakistan. There is an infrastructure, but unfortunately there is huge unbalance between demand and supply.
Yes.
We have resources, but we have not such kind of expertise to explore and put in pipelines and other infrastructure to fulfill my requirement. And because of the energy, my economic structure is collapsed, almost collapsed. What are the plans and what America can invest in energy sector of Pakistan? And my second question is about AI, DeepSeek and co-pilot type things. We have huge human resource who can work on this.
Yes.
And they are seeking for job, but there is no opportunity in Pakistan because of
Let's talk about that. And energy plays an important part in that.
both.
Okay?
Please on both.
Yeah, well, I'll be happy to go into both of them. So, look, I've been in the energy sector my entire career. I grew up in the oil and gas business in Texas. I have a lot of experience. My family was involved early on in the Gulf of, what you're now calling the Gulf of America. It used to be the Gulf of Mexico, but we've rewritten it. Thankfully to President Trump, he's 100% correct. So in the Gulf of America, we were early adopters of drilling wells off of 3D seismic, okay? That is what made the percentage of success in the Gulf of America so high. In those kind of wells, you should have north of a 80% success rate. Okay? Because, and technology's only dramatically improved since then. When 3D seismic came to the Gulf of America, it changed the whole environment. We have that opportunity now in Pakistan. You have a huge area right offshore that's completely undeveloped and underexplored. With 3D evaluation and reprocessing on top of that, I believe there's huge gas reserves and huge potential here. There's also some onshore that are deeper. We have the expertise to do that, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier in my speech, oil and gas is going to be something that we absolutely dig into. I have a team coming here in the next month to begin evaluation on that. So very exciting from that. And look, cheap energy, America has benefited from cheap energy, okay? It's American engineers know how to get stuff done, all right? We have to bring that same technology. And it's not only in America. There's some very smart groups. Even the Turkish have some great oil and gas companies that have been successful. You need many oil and gas companies coming here to develop this and to boost production. Currently in this country, there's a benefit of drilling shale gas, okay? We invented shale gas in America, okay? The shale gas revolution in America started with the Barnett Shale right out my back door outside of Dallas, okay? I grew up in that play. So I would tell you, right now there's a big premium placed on shale gas and a 40% premium. I think in the next 5 years, you won't even need to pay a premium for the shale gas because the economics will just work. So I think there's a huge opportunity to develop both oil and gas resources here. You know, it should have been done already, but I'm glad it hasn't been because it's a huge opportunity for us. We have the equipment to do it. We have the manpower. We would also use a tremendous amount of local labor in terms of doing those things, retraining people, and you know, it's something we're going to evaluate and be very public about shortly. So that's it. Going back to AI, I've been an investor in the AI and technology space for a long time. I can't really comment too much about DeepSeek. I know some of the things that have gone on and some of the issues and all these things, but I would tell you, if you have cheap energy and you build an infrastructure of data centers, now you have an environment where you can do things that are incredible. For example, we're involved with a company, direct gaming company called Boosteroid, okay? Boosteroid, it's one of the top direct to consumer gaming companies in the world, okay, number 3. And Boosteroid, it's very important not to have latency between the data center and the player. So now you don't need a PlayStation anymore. You play games directly from the data center. It's absolutely incredible. We've been involved with this company for some time, and it's a huge opportunity. But you can't do that in Pakistan if you don't have the right data center. And you can't have the data centers if you don't have the appropriate power. We need smart entrepreneurs to bring platforms, to train people, to hire people, and to build huge opportunities as it relates to the human, you have the human capital here is the most undeveloped in the world relative to how talented they are. That needs to change. I know you had one more.
Yeah, can I?
Sure.
Sir, you are planning to invest Pakistan. Pakistan is the agriculture country.
I'm sorry?
Agriculture country,
Yes,
Pakistan.
yes.
We have 1,000 acres land in Pakistan. Do you have any plan to invest in agriculture and livestock or tourism also?
So I'm getting after it as fast as I can here, guys. You know, we've got teams executing and moving forward. our partners have tremendous agriculture experience. We've done some things in the agriculture space. I would say it's definitely a sector we should look at. I'm not an expert on Pakistan agriculture yet, but look, we're open to all types of different areas. All of these things build on each other. And, you know, I will not be surprised if we're not a very, very, very significant job creator in the next 12 to 18 months in Pakistan. You know, things are important to me, and the people of Pakistan are warm, friendly. They've been incredibly inviting. I've been really surprised by it, pleasantly surprised. And so we're excited to really improve, bring capital significant. We plan on bringing billions of dollars here of investment. And this isn't long term, now, very soon. And with that, you'll see, look, people are as good as their word. I told them I'd be back quickly. We'd have a plan. Now we're executing. Shortly we'll have agreements signed. And at that point, you'll see us go to work. And look, we're very appreciative for opportunities or leads. If you think there's something we should be looking at, if you think there's smart people we should get involved with, we have a high capacity and a big team to work here.
इस्लामाबाद में अमरीकी सरमाकारों के वफ्द के सरबराह गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तान में सरमाकारी के वसी मौके मौजूद हैं। बाइडन इंतजामिया का पाकिस्तान के साथ रवैया मुनासिब नहीं था। ट्रंप की सदारत में पाकिस्तान के साथ नए दौर का आगाज़ होगा। पाकिस्तान और अमरीका के ताल्लुकात दिहाइयों पर मुहित हैं। सदर ट्रंप इक़्तिसादी सिफारतकारी पर यकीन रखते हैं। अमरीका पाकिस्तान में अरबों डॉलर की सरमाकारी करना चाहता है। मेरा ख्याल है रिचर्ड ग्रेनेल को डीप फेक टेक्नोलॉजी से गुमराह किया गया।